begin as I wind up so that I can give you an opportunity to ask me a few questions. There is a bill that was brought in the Senate here calling for an investigation to facilitate the reviewing of the relationship between Kenya and the US in matters, the status of non-NATO ally. And I want to ask you to lobby your senators and your congressmen to support that bill by giving facts of what is happening back at home, which you are aware. If I'm required to help the things I know on the issues in Sudan, the dealings with RSF, I'm ready to help. But the Americans, not the Kenyan government, because the Kenyan government has not raised any issue. They are comfortable with what is happening.
Kenya's political drama has officially gone international, courtesy of Rigathi Gachagua, or as well you can call him Wamunyoro. And we all love Wamunyoro. The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, speaking during his trip in US, just made perhaps his boldest and among most dangerous political statement. Standing before an audience of Kenyan-Americans, Gachagua declared that he is very ready. Yes, he is ready to testify on the alleged terrorist linkages involving President Ruto's government of Kenya Kwanza. And if that wasn't enough, he has actually called on the diaspora to pressure US senators. We know that there's a bill that has been forwarded with the US senator questioning on Kenya's non-NATO ally status. So Gachagua is pushing the citizens or the residents who are there to make sure that this bill goes through. But anyway, Kenyans, this is not your everyday political jibe. I mean, this is a very direct international shot at the president. And we know President Ruto has been reacting, and also the CS of Interior, Murkomen, has also told Gachagua to come out clean and give the evidence. If not, they'll actually question him. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of We Kenyans, where we bring you the resilient voices of Kenyans. I mean, I want you to take 3 seconds of this video to just hit on that subscribe button and also hit on that notification bar so that anytime we do a video, you're able to be notified. Come on, let's get back to Rigathi Gachagua now.
All manner of accusations, I did not bring the matter, but I support it because the issues that have been raised by the Americans is the issues that I raise every day. The issues of extrajudicial killings, abductions, the issue of interfering in Sudan by working with the terrorist group called RSF, the issue of working with Al-Shabaab.
Strong words from Gachagua. But anyway, now let's put this into perspective. For months, tensions have been, rising between Ruto and Gachagua, especially after he was impeached last year. And we have known that Gachagua has been, simmering and making these disagreements and telling Ruto that he's going to be a one-term president. And these disagreements have always been because of how he was treated, because we know the bromance that began in 2022 has been, looking more like a Cold War ever since Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. But this accusing Ruto of, working with terrorists, this is on another level. I mean, by invoking terrorism, a matter that, Washington and the United States take really serious. Gachagua is not just trying to air a dirty laundry. It's potentially inviting US scrutiny on Kenya's top leadership, William Ruto. And this is not good in terms of our diplomacy. That's a high stake as it gets. Let's listen to what Gachagua actually had to say about, the linkages with terrorism and the continuous criticism about Kenya Kwanza government.
There is a bill that was brought in the Senate here calling for an investigation to facilitate the reviewing of the relationship between Kenya and the US in matters, the status of non-NATO ally. And I want to ask you to lobby your senators and your congressmen to support that bill by giving facts of what is happening back at home, which you are aware. I've seen people back at home trying to blame me because of that matter that has been brought to the Senate. I did not bring it. I'm not a senator in the US. They are directed their anger at me. all manner of accusations. I did not bring the matter, but I support it because the issues that have been raised by the Americans is the issues that I raise every day. The issues of extrajudicial killings, abductions, the issue of interfering in Sudan by working with the terrorist group called RSAF, the issue of working with Al-Shabaab. Those issues were brought by the Americans. And all I said is that Kenyans should support by giving information to the legislators here to enable America hold William Ruto to account. And I did ask the Americans not to impose sanctions on Kenya because Kenya is innocent, but to apply sanctions against William Ruto as a person so that he can be brought to order. So I found a member of parliament from Mandera there in parliament making a lot of noise, saying that I'm against the people of Mandera. I have nothing against the people of Mandera, and he should not drag the people of Mandera into the challenges William Ruto is facing with the American people. Nowhere did anybody say that the people of Mandera have committed any crime against anybody. What we said is that the Americans are saying William Ruto met some bad people in Mandera. If you meet bad people in Mandera, it does not mean that the people of Mandera are party to the meeting that you had. So I also saw the senator trying to say that we have a problem with the Somali community because we are asking that William Ruto be held to account. Nobody has any problem against any community. The Somalis are part of Kenya, and they are a very serious community that has done a lot in the transformation of our country and the economic development of our nation. They are very serious drivers of our economy. They are very aggressive in business. So the senator of Mandera, don't drag the Somali community into the challenges facing William Ruto. It's William Ruto who is being told to account by the Americans for his activities with the terrorist organizations. The people of Mandera, the Somali community, are innocent and have nothing to do with it. And by the way, I want to tell the politicians there in northern Kenya, if you want to defend William Ruto, defend him. But don't try to create a wedge between us and the Somali community because we have nothing against them. They are part of Kenya, and they too are telling us they are suffering just like the rest of Kenyans. And doesn't mean because Aden Ware is eating, the Somali community are eating. They are also complaining of marginalization. They are complaining of bad economic times. In fact, the Somali community, more than any other, has really borne the brunt of extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances for a long time. So let nobody try to create a wedge between those opposed to William Ruto and communities. Let William Ruto answer the Americans for what he has done and what he has not done. I saw the Minister for Interior saying that we should be asked to help in investigations in this matter. We cannot help in any investigations because the Kenya government has not initiated any investigations against William Ruto. The people who have initiated investigations is the American Senate. So if there is need for us to help in investigations, we'll help the American Senate, not the Kenya government, because the Kenya government has not initiated any investigation. Number two, the Kenyan government cannot investigate William Ruto because those policemen work under him. And all the things he is doing of killing people and abducting people, he is doing with the very police. So there is nobody stupid enough to go and report William Ruto to the Kenyan police. Nothing will be done against it. So whoever sees, please don't sell fear to us. You know we cannot buy. In any case, it is the same CS who said that when 5 chiefs were abducted by Al-Shabaab, he said that they will go into negotiation with the Al-Shabaab to have them released. How can you negotiate with people you do not know? And since they were released after negotiations, the CS Interior knows much more than anybody else on who are the leaders of Al-Shabaab because he said publicly that he'll initiate negotiations for the release of the 5 chiefs who were abducted. The 5 chiefs were released after successful negotiations with the Al-Shabaab. So the CS Interior knows whom he negotiated with. So if he wants information as who are the leaders of Al-Shabaab, he is in a better position to tell the people of Kenya and the world and the Americans, because he has already had business with them that has been successful. So please, the Americans have asked the questions. I'm not the one who has asked. If I'm required to help, the things I know on the issues in Sudan, the dealings with RSF, I'm ready to help. But the Americans, not the Kenyan government, because the Kenyan government has not raised any issue. They are comfortable with what is happening. And you know, I see people threatening other people. I've seen that fellow called Soprano issuing a lot of threats every day. Oh, mimi ni fire, mimi ni noma. Oh, don't push me around. I want to tell Soprano to take time to read Wallace Soyinka. In one of his greatest works, he says, a tiger does not proclaim its tigerhood. It pounces. So, if you are what you say you are, act. Don't keep on threatening. You know, that's what Ole Soyinka says. A tiger does not proclaim its tigerhood. It pounces. So please spare those threats for other characters. Rig is beyond threats, and you know it. And we must speak for the people of Kenya, because if we don't do it, there will be no country. You have compromised railaodinga, you have bought parliament, you have bought senate. If you succeed in silencing us to talk for the people of Kenya, who will speak for the people of Kenya? I cannot be intimidated. The Gen Zs cannot be intimidated. We'll continue to speak for the people of Kenya for as long as it takes, until we are able to remove this government from power and get another government that is responsive to the needs of the people of Kenya, that respects human rights, that has good governance, that is accountable and transparent, and a government that is prepared to be held to account by the people of Kenya.
These sayings didn't quite go well with some of Kenya Kwanza leaders, and we know Murkomen, the CS of Interior, have actually come out, so strongly to tell Gachagua that he actually has to make a statement with the DCI or the police about his claims on the linkages to terrorism. He even questioned if Gachagua is mentally ill, and also said that they might even want to look for a psychiatrist for him.
If the former Deputy President is not going to record a statement about what he said about Al-Shabaab and the country, then the right thing for him is we check him in a mental institution for mental assessment.
Gachagua alleged that President Ruto met with top Al-Shabaab commanders to negotiate the release of 5 abducted regional chiefs. He also accused Ruto of directly supporting the war in Sudan by siding with the Rapid Support Forces, RSF.
I would have expected a certain level of responsibility on the part of the former Deputy President, notwithstanding his status as an impeached former Deputy President. He will realize that there are certain boundaries that you cannot do politics with.
The people who have initiated investigations is the American Senate. So if there is need for us to help in investigations, we'll help the American Senate, not the Kenya government.
Murkomen, dismissing Gachagua's allegations as baseless, has called on the DCP leader to stop making unfounded accusations, saying they stem from bitterness over being pushed out of government.
It is laughable that a citizen of the Republic of Kenya who is seeking high office is telling the citizens of this country would rather appear before a senate of another country than his own country. We are not stupid people. You can see through his hypocrisy.
So what is Gachagua's play here? I mean, what is he trying to insinuate? Some believe that Gachagua is actually positioning himself as the clean alternative ahead of 2027. We know he has been going through America, to mobilize the Kenyans in diaspora to gain support and potentially funding in his coming campaigns. But, is he willing to stand up to Ruto even in front of the foreign audience? And will he say the same words when he comes back to Kenya? And how is this going to turn out Is he going to be frustrated by the current government? Will they even allow him to come back to Kenya? So many questions are arising, and we're waiting to see how, if this is a political suicide, or if this is going to make him, a popular or strong candidate in Kenya, because this is bringing such an explosive allegations to international stage, and this could backfire actually so badly to him. But one thing is clear for sure: this isn't just a local political spat anymore. Gachagua has decided to take the Wamunyoro agenda globally and to the United States. I mean, this is Kenyan diplomacy, under shackles, and we know even the acting ambassador to the US have come out strongly to assure Ruto that they are still together, and Kenya is still focused with good relations with the United States. But anyway, is this another reputation that is being hindered for President William Ruto? This could either be the moment Gachagua, cements himself as Ruto's greatest political threat, especially as now galvanized such a good support in Mount Kenya, or the moment he writes the end of his political career, because we never know what Ruto has in plan for him. But anyway, what do you think? Is this patriotism or political betrayal? I mean, what Gachagua is trying to insinuate? Are you agreeing with it? Do we need to, bring these things out as critically as Gachagua is doing, or should we, deal with internal matters internally? Drop me your comments and tell me what you think about it, and how Gachagua is going to turn out as 2027 nears. Well, that brings me to the end of this video. I mean, if you found this video impactful, kindly take 3 seconds of this video to just hit on that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit on that notification bar so that anytime I do a video, you're able to be notified. I leave you with one Wamunyoro proverb. Anyway, I can't even recall it, but I will see you next time. Bye bye.